You might have heard it said that everybody on planet Earth has a doppelgänger somewhere. Your clone might live in the same town as you, or they might live on the other side of the planet. Looking like a cartoon, though, is something that far fewer people would be happy with. Nevertheless, it happens. Plush from Zootopia to Gru from Despicable Me, we will show you 20 people who look like cartoon characters. 20. Carl from Up. There are thousands of little girls out there who dream of looking like a Disney princess. They even cosplay as the characters and go on expensive vacations to Disneyland dressed exactly like the princesses they idolize. It's far less likely that this man intentionally walks around looking just like Carl from Up, but he's one of the best cartoon lookalikes we've ever seen. It's just a shame that film is so sad. People probably burst into tears when they see him. 19. Aladdin. Being famous doesn't protect you from looking like a cartoon. Just ask pop star Joe Jonas. He's got his own look and style, and he's been very successful with it. Every time we see him, though, we can't help ourselves from singing a whole new world. Jonas is a carbon copy of Aladdin. He's got the same eyes and the same cheekbones. He could make the resemblance less obvious by changing his hairstyle. As he doesn't, we are guessing he likes it. 18. Russell from Up. We are only 3 entries into this list and we've already got 2 characters from the same movie. This time it's Russell from Up and it's intentional. This young man has embraced the role, right down to the costume. We don't know if he's ever met up with the man who looks like Carl, but if that hasn't happened, someone needs to facilitate it immediately. Disney could make a live-action version of the film. They are big on live-action remakes at the moment. 17. Flash from Zootopia. They say that all pet owners end up looking a little bit like their pets after a while. We haven't heard anyone say that you start looking like an animated character if you watch the film they are in too often, but we might have to start saying it now. We suspect that this look-alike is just down to a case of bad timing in terms of when the picture was taken. The fact remains, though, that she really does look like Flash from Zootopia. 16. Princess Merida from Brave. If you're gonna look like an animated character, there are far worse options out there than Brave character Princess Merida. She's strong, she's fierce, and as the name of the movie suggests, she's brave. Anybody with flaming red hair stands a chance of looking like Princess Merida, but the effect here is enhanced by the fact she wears her hair in curls. Factor in the eyes and the nose, you've got a perfect match. Even the clothes are pretty similar. 15. Linguini from Ratatouille. Ratatouille is one of our all-time favorite movies. Whoever knew that a movie about rats invading a kitchen and messing around with all the food could be so cute? Also, who knew a character as cartoonish as Linguini could have a real-life counterpart? This boy looks like he's stretching his face as much as possible to make the resemblance work, but it's definitely there. How far does the resemblance go? Does he have a pet rat as well? 14. Granny from Looney Tunes. Our younger readers might have to ask their parents about this one. If you are one of a certain age, you probably grew up watching the adventures of Sylvester the cat and Tweety Pie on Looney Tunes. The animals had an owner, the sweet-natured Emma Webster, also known as Granny. Granny was such a stylized character that it was hard to imagine how she might look in real life. But now we know. Maybe there is a lot of cat and bird food in those packs. 13. Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Excellent! We don't think it's possible for anybody to look any more like an animated character than this man looks like the ultimate evil capitalist from The Simpsons, Mr. Burns. It's not just the hair. The shape of his head is identical. Mr. Burns is a fictional character, and he's an exaggeration of how super rich businessmen behave in real life. Despite that, we'd still start running if this guy ever threatened to release the hounds. 12. Hiro Hamada from Baymax. Replicating the look of Baymax star Hiro Hamada isn't too difficult. You can find the clothes in most department stores, and you can even buy a plush star to help you out. This kid is on the next level though. The hairstyle isn't just close to Hamada's, it's completely identical. He's been able to perfectly replicate the smile as well. Is Baymax real? Is this actually Hiro Hamada? We are confused. This is like looking straight down the uncanny valley. 11. Guru from Despicable Me. It's unlikely that there's anyone out there who wants to look like character of Guru from Despicable Me. Unfortunately though, male pattern baldness happiness. Medical science hasn't yet advanced to the point where it can be prevented. Just going bald won't leave you looking like Guru. People will only be a resemblance if you pick a wide, striped scarf and wrap it around your neck just underneath your jawline. Either this guy is a big fan or he's never seen the film and he's completely oblivious. 10. Cartman from South Park. Everybody has their own heroes. Some people will choose athletes, other people will pick movie stars. For the select few, their ideal role model will be a crude, foul-mouthed character from an adult cartoon show. There is no way this kid doesn't know how he looks like Eric Cartman from South Park. He wouldn't pair a red jacket with that yellow and blue hat otherwise. He isn't hurting anyone, so we say let him carry on with it. At least he isn't dressed like Kenny, so his life isn't in danger. 9. Moe from The Simpsons. Do you think we'll feature every character from The Simpsons before this list is over? Keep reading and you'll find out. It's one of the most successful cartoon shows of all time, and it features a list of memorable characters. Moe, the nihilistic barman, is up there with the best. We don't know what is it about this guy that makes us think of Moe. Maybe it's the hair, maybe it's the mouth. Whatever it is, we have a sudden urge to ask him for a duff beer. 8. Johnny Bravo. Apparently, this guy didn't realize that the character of Johnny Bravo was basically created to mock people exactly like him. Instead, he saw the character and decided that was exactly what he wanted to be when he grew up. To his credit, he's done a good job of it. He's powerfully built and he's topped off the look with the same sunglasses and the same hairstyle. He even skips leg day like his hero too. That's total commitment. 7. Mr. Potato Head. We know this isn't the most original comparison in the world. In fact, someone mentioned it on every single episode of Family Feud. There is a reason it gets referenced so frequently though. Steve Harvey really does look exactly like Mr. Potato Head. We are lucky that Harvey has such an excellent sense of humor. If he didn't, he'd probably have become really annoyed with the constant jokes by now. Instead, he laughs them off and fires back with a joke of his own. That's how to deal with it. 6. Mrs. Potato Head. It would be rude to have a Mr. Potato Head on this list, but not offer a candidate for Mrs. Potato Head. Fortunately, one has come forward, and it's Nicki Minaj. We should emphasize the fact that we don't think Nicki Minaj looks like Mrs. Potato Head most of the time. She's far too glamorous for that. On this one occasion, though, with these makeup choices, it's a close match. This probably isn't a look she'll go for again. 5. Elsa from Frozen. Some girls out there go to incredible lengths to look more like Elsa from Frozen. Because of the success of the movie she stars in, she's become the most iconic Disney princess of the past few decades. Very few of the girls who attempt to copy her get the resemblance as close as the one in this picture, and she's not even trying all that hard. Her hair isn't blonde, but the face is a perfect match. The arched eyebrow and the little smirk seal the deal. 4. Mr. Spacely from the Jetsons. Like comparing Steve Harvey to Mr. Potato Head, this comparison isn't particularly new or original. People have been pointing it out for such a long time that sometimes we think Danny DeVito plays up his resemblance to Mr. Spacely from the Jetsons on purpose. DeVito is a unique-looking actor, but the combination of his height and his hairstyle make the resemblance unavoidable. If he didn't like it, he wouldn't routinely fashion his facial hair after Mr. Spacely. So we can only assume he's a Jetsons fan. 3. Consuela from Family Guy. Let's be real for a moment. If your cleaner was anything like Consuela from Family Guy, you would fire her immediately. She's incapable of performing the most basic tasks. She steals money and she doesn't leave when you ask her to. She's just bad at her job. We are sure this happy-looking lady doesn't share any of Consuela's undesirable traits, but she does share her appearance. We asked her if she wanted to be left off the list, but she said, No, I stay. 2. Shrek. Shrek is an enormous creature. He's incredibly strong and he's tall even by the standards of ogres. It's a good job that he has such a big heart and a friendly personality. Because if he didn't, we suspect he'd be a tyrant. It's not like anyone could stop him. Ogres may or may not exist in real life. If they do, they probably look a little bit like Maurice Tillet. The brutish-looking man was a professional wrestler by the name of the French Angel in the 1930s. 1. Turk from Tarzan. To an extent, all very young babies look the same. They haven't had a chance to grow into their faces yet, and so they all have the same basic look. That should mean that any of them are capable of looking at least a little like Turk from Tarzan. But our prize for the best attempt goes to this guy. We don't know if he's just come out of the bath or shower, but that's the most outstanding hairstyle we've ever seen on a baby. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more interesting videos. Have a nice day!